Hey, what's going on, guys? Zim here with another stock market trading idea video. And today we're going to talk about economic news. We're going to talk about how markets are performing, plays I made today, stocks I'm looking at, and tomorrow's game plan. So, with that, let's go ahead and jump into it. All right, so what we know so far is that the jobs report, let me show this to you guys. Jobs report came in hot. Let's make it bigger. ADP employment report showing higher jobs number. Last month's was a lot, median forecast was a lot lower. And last month's was way lower, almost twice as lower last month. For November. So this is accounting for December. Now, for the initial jobless claims, they're showing that's also coming in hot. We got 204K versus they're expecting a bit higher number, about 20K more. And that was about the same as the previous month of November. Now, the continuing jobless claims, December 24th was the last day for statistics. They're showing 1.69. So we're seeing less because we were at 1.72. So the job market's still hot. And that is not good news for the markets because that means that the Fed is going to be looking at raising rates even higher to adjust for the hot job numbers. I mean, this is one of the main stats they're looking at because jobs, employment correlates with inflation, and the whole goal right now with monetary policy is to lower inflation, get back to a steady number closer between 3 and 2% versus it's been hot all year for 2022. So now what we're looking at here is are they going to start raising rates again? We don't know. So that's kind of where the scare is. Now, let's go ahead and see how this affected the markets today. Now, for the S&P, as soon as these numbers started coming out, you can see the market just kind of dropped. We closed at around 383, high 383, and then we ran all the way down to 378. So you can see that was a pretty big drop. 1% plus on that one. But what I noticed is we've been getting a lot of bounces in this 380 range, and we have a lot of volume in this 380 range. So what I saw happening was a bounce. But I did play a put in the morning down to this range. I actually got out a little early, like around 380. I did not hold all the way to 378. But I also played Qs, so it's slightly different, but it correlated pretty well with SPY. Now, with that, we're starting to see a bounce, and now we're starting to see another bounce right now in the markets. The markets are still currently open. So this actually is probably based off the news that the House still has not came out with a speaker. The votes have not came to anyone's side yet for who should be Speaker of the House. What's crazy is the person getting the most votes right now, I believe, is Hakeem Donalds. He's been getting the most, or not Donalds. What the hell is his name? The Democratic nominee for the Speaker. He's been getting the most votes so far because the Republicans are split between McCarthy and Donalds. I'll have to look up the Democrat's name. But yeah, so with that being the issue, they're going to have to keep voting until someone gets voted in for Speaker of the House, because that's the person that's third in charge. If, the president, something happens to the president, then something happens to the vice president, then it goes to the Speaker of the House. So they got to sort it out. And if they don't sort it out, the government really can't do anything. No voting can happen on any policies or any, on policies and on the debt. So we're kind of stuck, which is good and bad, which means they can't spend as much, which is good for the economy in the fact that it is gonna hurt it, because we need some pain. Like the Federal Reserve, Jerome Powell has mentioned that we need to see pain in order for the economy to get back to normal, and I don't feel like we've seen enough pain yet. Now we're getting there. I mean, we're pretty low. Look at where SPY is. Let's hide some of this stuff. Look at where SPY is. I'm gonna hide the volume right now too, so you don't have to see that. Look at where we're at. We're almost near the lows. We're about 10%. Not even 10%. About like 8% away from the lows. So, I mean, we're seeing a lot of consolidation right now, but honestly, in my opinion, with what's going on in our government and how the Federal Reserve has been reacting to these employment numbers, I feel like people are gonna want to sell and get out of their positions, because I feel like most people are gonna feel like there's a couple more rate hikes coming until we can get unemployment a little bit higher. Now we're consolidating here, and we're learning news about like what may happen. But what I see is this thing's gonna start sliding. It's gonna slide a bit more to take into the factors of the hot jobs report, and then we're also gonna have to wait and see what Jerome says. If Jerome sounds hawkish, this thing is gonna sell off, and we might see new lows. That's really what it's gonna come down to. Once Jerome talks about what their game plan is, this can definitely sink lower, or it might hit the same lows. But I see it going a little bit lower. I see it dropping. Let's see, it went to this range before. It could go to the bottom of this range. Not that far. Maybe in this range in here. Somewhere in like the 340 range. 350, 340 range is where I see it hitting. And then maybe we get a bounce. This year is not going to start off too well. We're coming out a little too hot. And that's not going to be good. Now, how can we play this to the upside? What can we do? Now, of course, you can be, hedging against your stocks and just playing puts, getting ready for a downfall. I just don't see much upside until we know for sure that Jerome and the Federal Reserve are not going to raise rates. Now, looking at the 10-year, we had a really high bounce today, jumping back up to the 3.77 range, but it started sliding. Started sliding a lot. What is that? About 7 basis points. It slid back down. It went up about 8. It's down about 7. Now it's getting back into the same range, but it is higher, which is not good. So we'll see. Keep an eye on your yields. This will help you determine what's going to happen in the markets. This thing's taken off. Expect the equities to take a hit. I mean, might be a good time to play puts. I did 4 plays today, and every single play was profitable. And I played calls and puts, and I'll show you which ones I played. I actually played QQQ, so I'll show you that real quick. Played QQQ today. I played right out the gate. I had a put. Played down to about this range, around the 260. What was it? It was like right in this 262 range. So I'll circle the areas I played and get rid of that. Yeah, we can keep that, but we can get rid of the volume for right now. Let's go ahead and circle where I played. So I played here down to here. And then I played, what else did I play? Did not play this. I believe I played another put in here. I played another put in here into here. And then I played a call. Where did I play? Oh, I played a call in here. No. That's wrong. I played a call in here. And then I was trying to sell in here, but could not get it filled. It fell back down and waited for this bounce, and I sold in here. This I got lucky on, because I mean, if it would have sold off a bit more, I probably would have got out of it. but I got lucky to where it just dropped back to even and then it went back up. So those are 3 of my plays, and then I played one more, and I think I played this to the downside right here. One more. So those are my plays right there. Dude, the markets they're having very nice bounces. Like it's playing sideways, so you can play these. It's a lot easier to play. Let me show, for example. Get rid of all that. Look at where this thing's playing at. It's literally playing within this range, all up in this range. Like as soon as it hits these highs, it's coming back down. Now if you look at it, we had a really huge jump, and that's probably from, like I said, the speaker not being voted in quite yet, which is going to allow the markets to run a little bit. They're not worried about any fiscal policies or anything. No spending can be done, so they're allowing the market to run. But we are going to see this thing bounce. It's going to bounce back down, but it might not go as low. We'll see though. It hasn't tested lows from the beginning of the day, but it did get up to the highs. So we are seeing more to an upside here. We did get close to the lows here at the 261. The low was like 261.53, but this one tested about 260. I mean, it's pretty much the same thing. It went towards the low. Didn't quite hit the same amount, but it did not go lower. So that's an indication that there is still some upside, which you see right here. It took off. This would have been a great play, but I already did my plays for today. I'm done. This is much later in the day. I don't usually trade this late. I try to get all my trading done before like 11, before volume really dies. So we saw a nice little run here, and it looks like it's consolidating to the upside, which means it can do something like this. Let me see this. It could do something like this where it slides up and then it's gonna bounce downward like that, or it might be doing it already. When you see consolidation like this, it means that they found a level where the demand and supply are pretty equal, and then it's gonna pick a direction, and it looks like it's picking downwards. As you can see here, it's coming back. So I don't know how far this might go. It could go all the way back, could gap all the way back down. Don't know. You honestly just don't know. The best thing I do is trade off the volume profile, and that helps me understand where most of the volume's coming in at, what levels in the price range. So if you do, let me show my volume. So in here, let's do the day. You can see right here, this red line is where majority of the volume's coming in. And there's a good amount of buy volume that comes in here. So what we can see is this thing fall to here. I would sell right here, and then it might bounce. It could go a little bit lower, hit this resistance line, and then go. But I have been heavily trading on the volume profile, and it is working beautifully. Maybe I'll have to make a video on how to use it to your advantage, but it honestly shows where majority of the volume is coming in at a certain price point, which means you can bet that it's going to keep hitting that point until it legs up like a huge buy up, which means that this line would actually change, like it would shift up or it would shift down. So right now, this is your middle ground. This is where you can bet that it might come back down to. And as you can see, it's starting to slide. And I'm going to bet that if you played a put right now, you can probably play a put all the way to 262.46. But yeah, that's how I've been trading, and it's been working beautifully. What else did I want to talk about? Stocks that I'm looking at. Tesla is looking kind of good. I kind of like Tesla here. It's starting to bounce around here, but if we leg lower, I can see this thing going down as far as like Amazon's prices are at. Let's take a look. Amazon's still in. I mean, one stock that's actually holding up not too bad is Nvidia. It had a nice run, sold off, but did not sell off that much. So there's more of an upside here for Nvidia. Chips are definitely seeing some love. Let me just type in. What was I gonna look at? Amazon. Yeah, see how Amazon's in this 84 range? The market cap is 857 billion, and we're right around there. This is here. Yeah, I mean, Amazon's a strong buy right now. People are buying it up, but what people are afraid of is that there's going to be much more of a downside. So it's little bits of buying up going on, but people aren't seeing an upside quite yet. Like, look at this downtrend. Like, it's pretty obvious, you know, pretty harsh downtrend. People are looking for a nice solid bounce, and then you'll see some momentum jump in, and then it could take off. That's how a lot of investors use, like big investors, look at it. They don't look for the bottom. They are looking for when the momentum's pushing up. That's what they want to see. And when something's pushing down, they're not buying it. They are waiting to see where it lands. And even if they don't get the bottom, they're fine with that. They're looking for a point of entry to where they see upside. If they don't see upside, what's the point of getting an entry? Keep that in mind. So Amazon, you know, Tesla is doing its thing. One stock that's not doing horrible is Adobe. It's kind of like been trading sideways. People have been very bullish on this. Adobe's a great stock. Great stock. I don't know if it's oversold. Market cap is 154 billion. Very profitable company. Very profitable. Great balance sheet. I love to see debt to assets under 50%, which they have. Revenue. They are 26% profitable. So that's a beautiful stock. They're doing great. And they haven't missed earnings in a while. Yeah, they've been doing very well. Adobe's a pretty good stock. I feel like there could be more of a downside to this if the markets really want to keep going down. Let's check out Apple. Apple's a big mover for all the markets. Yeah, this thing's been sliding pretty hard. As you can see here, I haven't really played Apple, but it's definitely a leading indicator here. Harsh downside. I mean, man, Apple's looking like a good buy too, but we just, like I said, we don't know where the bottom is. So either you buy it here or you be patient, wait longer. But yeah, it's been breaking down quite a bit here. It's currently trading at levels from 2021, which isn't bad. I mean, it's holding for the most part. What else do we got? CrowdStrike, this thing's gotten wrecked. It was a $300 stock. It's down to 96. Another great stock though, very profitable. I guess they haven't been doing as well this year. Well, I wouldn't say they're profitable. They are gaining assets, which is important. I guess that's what the way I should have said that is. They're not crazy profitable. They're actually slightly losing money, but they are buying up assets. So that is important. Their portfolio is getting bigger. What else am I looking at? Is there any other stocks? Toast is doing its thing. I like this stock. It bounces around a lot. Slides, goes up. Fun little, like a smaller stock to play. Toast, I am long on Toast. I have Toast at like $16. I see this thing being a $30 stock when markets actually run. Huge market to go for. Huge market. They are starting to gain on assets. They've been pretty steady, but they gained the most assets in 2021, which I think they did. They also did fairly well on earnings in 2022, so I can see assets going up unless they sold some to show more profitability or to get closer to profitability, because they are a little down on the profit level, but they are gaining momentum. All right, let's see here. Gold, not doing too well. Nothing doing too well. Volta actually showing a little bit of life. I've been out of Volta for a while, since like $1. Once it dropped under $1, I figured I just saw it falling. It was losing too much equity. We are seeing some love for some video game stocks or developers. Oil getting a little love today. Refi, this is one of my favorites. This thing's getting a lot of love. Netflix still doing pretty well. It has a very nice upside here, guys. Netflix showing a nice upward trend here. Even in a down market, people are very bullish on Netflix. So I would keep an eye on that. What else is there to look at? AMD still in the 60 range, not doing anything too crazy. But yeah, that's kind of where things are at. Meta got a little love today, not too much. Not down, so that's a plus, but it's had a rough last year. So that's everything I'm looking at right now. Tomorrow's game plan. Let's look at the cues. All right, tomorrow's game plan. Looking at the week, let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is the week right here. What I do is I look at the week, look at where the volume is. Mattering on what the news is, let's see what kind of news is coming out tomorrow. News. News tomorrow is non-farm payrolls, unemployment rate, which is going to be huge. We might see a huge dip there because we can already tell that unemployment's going to be lower. Most likely will be lower. I'm expecting like 3.5%. Average hourly earnings, I don't think that changed too much. Labor force participation, that's going to be big. Factory orders can be big too, to see if the markets are expanding on orders. I think that might still be negative. It might be less than negative 1.1 or higher, I should say. I feel like it'll be closer to like 0.8, negative 0.8, negative 0.7. Looking at, like, trying to find a middle here, because a lot of things are not hitting these medians, so that's my expectations. We are going to get to Fed President Raphael Bostic to speak 11:15 a.m. The Federal Reserve Governor Lisa Cook speaks. Richmond Fed President Tom Barkin speaks. So yeah, these are all good. What I would highly recommend is watching these tomorrow. I'll try to stream them if I'm available. I should be. Then we can watch these and see what they're saying, and then we can get some input and figure out what the output's going to be on what they're saying. That could also deter or encourage people to buy or sell. We're going to have to take a look at that. This is where it's coming down to, guys. It's coming down to the Federal Reserve and what they're going to be doing next. That's what's going to determine the market's trend. So yeah, that's what we have. So with unemployment tomorrow, I'm gonna assume we're gonna come down here and bounce off this level, this upward trend level. Let me show you. So I have an upward trend here. This is where I see the market going eventually. It's going in this trend. So this is my long trend. Now I can see it coming down and bouncing off this, or it could go a little bit lower, but I see some upside tomorrow. And it matters on what the interest rates are doing. If interest rates are sliding pretty hard, I see it going up a bit. I don't think it's going to be a crazy upside day. You just expect very small gains tomorrow on the upside. You might be able to get a lot of good gains on the downside. But it might be hard to determine or even get in on the downside, because I feel like early in the pre-market it'll probably sell off, and then you have to determine, is it going to keep selling off, or is it at the level that it might bounce? So which level do we see it bouncing at is a good question. So it fell this much. I see it falling probably close to the same. If unemployment is around the same, I can see it falling about just as much, or maybe half, because maybe they're already accounting for unemployment to be a little hot. So I mean, I see it coming down to the 260 range, and if it doesn't bounce there, it can keep sliding. I don't know what the next level is. I'd have to start looking. The lows. What is the lows? 52-week low. It doesn't show me. Whatever. It's gonna obviously be lower than this. I think I have it here. 52-week low. There we go. All right. This is the low right here, 254. We could see it coming down to this 260 range. It might slide a little bit more, but there will be a bounce in here somewhere because you are going to be hitting a support line. So we'll see. We'll see. I feel like the lowest it will go is like 258, 259-ish. And then we'll see a bounce. Kind of the same thing today. We're just going to see a very sideways. Look how consolidated this is right now. This is very consolidated because we're waiting on what the Fed's going to do. That's what's happening here. There's just a lot of up and down trading on whatever the news is right now, but it's not huge pulls. I mean, some of these are decent days, but these are great days to play calls and puts on the ups and downs because look at this, man. Up, down, up, down, up. Like you're getting so many opportunities to play to both sides, so take advantage of that. All right, so that is everything I have. I do plan on making a video on how to trade options on Thinkorswim, so look out for that. I might stream tomorrow. I don't think I'll do a YouTube video, but I might stream tomorrow for the Fed speakers and see what they're saying. Also, maybe you can see me play make some plays tomorrow. It could be fun. Jump in on some of the action with me. So as always, guys, be careful out there. This is not financial advice. This is me stating my opinions on what's happening in the markets. I do not think I'm 100% correct, but I also don't think I'm 100% wrong. So let's make sure that we are safe. Take profits when you can get them. A green day is a green day. Doesn't matter how small of a percentage it is. Take advantage of that. It doesn't matter if it's 0.001% gain. It's a green day. It's not a red day. It should always be positive. Even if you have a red day, make it a small red day. Don't lose your ass on these markets. I just want to point out, like I said, guys, we probably will see this come back down. I did call that, and I also did call today that SPY was going to hit. Where is it? SPY was going to hit 380. I called it from I did a video yesterday after the market. I called that it was going to come down to 380, and it definitely did, and it traded all within the 380. And I said that there would be a bounce, and what happened? There was a bounce. That it went back up to 381. So I'm not doing bad on figuring out what's going on in the market. So I appreciate you guys for watching these. I hope that I'm helping you guys understand what's going on, maybe help you predict what's going to happen. But I am not telling you guys to make any plays. I'm not telling you guys what to do financially. I'm just giving you my insights. What you do with your money is what you do with your money, but do it the smart way. Be intelligent. Don't FOMO. FOMO is probably the biggest thing that makes traders lose, especially in the first year. Once you see that you can make huge gains on certain things, you're like, oh, I want that again. I want that again. No, stop it. That's not how you should be trading. You should be trading for very small gains and just locking in those profits. Guarantee yourself that you are going to have a profitable day instead of risking it all. Take advantage of that, guys. And hopefully this information is helping you. And a green day is a green day. Remember that. And let's make some money. Thank you guys for watching. If you like this video, like, sub. I appreciate it. I am going to throw the Discord in there. If you guys want to talk about stocks or your trading ideas, I'm happy to give you some of my ideas. But I'm not going to, I don't allow people to shadow trade me. Or I don't give my trades so people can shadow trade me. I don't want that. You are your own trader. Make your own trades. Do your own research. Don't rely on other people for all the information. What you should be doing is watching different people for bits of information that'll help you make your research more soundproof. Make you understand how different people are looking at the markets. It might give you some more insight. That's all you're looking for, is insight, because the markets are unpredictable. We don't know where they're going to go, but we can try to guess really based off the information we have. It's like having a puzzle and it's a 100-piece puzzle and you're missing about 25 pieces. It's just going to happen. You don't have all the information, and markets are very unpredictable. So thank you guys for watching. I am getting out of here. Sorry for the rants. Love you guys.